2023 North American World Championship qualifier is about to begin, and I'm not about to miss it.
You want Gong to move?
Are you Gong?
Yeah, Gong Strong. Nice to meet you. And you are?
Running out of patience. So move aside and make it fast.
Sorry, but just like Gong's monsters in a duel, Gong won't be moved. That's Gong's defensive, heavy, strong style of dueling that never steers Gong wrong. Thank you. Gong's monsters are immovable, and so is Gong. Even when action cards are scattered everywhere, Gong won't move an inch to pick one up.
Heavy, strong style of dueling?
Huh?
Is that some kind of joke? Duels are all about overpowering your opponent with the unstoppable force of a brutal offense. How will you win a duel when you're always on the defensive?
How will you win a duel without moving my monsters off the field?
Nothing can stand up to my unstoppable force, not even an immovable object, and I will prove it to you in a duel.
A duel?
That's right, and I won't make you move either. We'll do it right here in Raleigh, North Carolina, on stage at the 2023 North America WCQ.
Yeah. Well, sir, if you really want to see Gong's heavy, strong style of dueling, Gong won't turn you down.
And since I don't want to hold up the WCQ tournament and keep all of the talented duelists who've made the top 16 waiting, I'll make it quick.
Quick? You're already underestimating my defensive strategy.
I'm not, and I'll prove it to you. You won't get 5 turns in this duel.
What are you, some sort of psychic? You can't predict that.
I can. Because if you can survive until your 5th turn, I will concede the duel. I might even admit that there's some merit to your heavy, strong style of defensive dueling. I'm giving you the chance to defeat me, Jack Atlas, the master of faster, without inflicting even a single point of damage to my life points. What do you say?
Gong says, you're on!
I'll even let you go first, so that you can set up as many defenses as you'd like.
Gong appreciates it.
Let's
duel! All right. Sorry, let me get through this. There is nothing more beautiful than a perfect defense in a duel. Defending one's life points is the true essence of dueling. Gong learned that in the strong dojo Gong trained in, and Gong thanks you for the opportunity to demonstrate what the heavy, strong style of dueling is all about. Gong sets a monster face down and ends his turn. A sight of true dueling beauty.
What? That's your turn? Perhaps you should consider renaming your strategy to the light and weak style of dueling. It's my turn now. I draw. Dash to the field, Red Sprinter. Now I use my Red Sprinter's effect to special summon Red Resonator from my hand. That leaves me with 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner monster.
A tuner and a non-tuner? That must mean you're going for a synchro summon.
That's quite astute of you, Gong. I see you're familiar with the strength of synchro summons. Perhaps you're not as hopeless as I had initially thought. I tune my level 4 Red Sprinter with my level 2 Red Resonator. Come forth, my level 6 Red Rising Dragon. Next, I activate my Red Rising Dragon's effect. When it's synchro summoned, I get to special summon a Resonator monster from my graveyard. Return to the field, Red Resonator. This time, I'll use my Red Resonator's effect. Since I special summoned it, I gain life points equal to the attack points of a monster on the field, and I choose my Red Rising Dragon. Red Rising Dragon has 2,100 attack points, which means I gain 2,100 life points.
2,100?
What do you care? A defensive duelist like yourself will never touch my life points anyway. Next, I tune my level 2 Red Resonator with my level 6 Red Rising Dragon. From the ancient chasms of a lost world, I awaken a great and terrible power. I synchro summon, now rise, Starlight Red Dragon Archfiend! Starlight Red Dragon Archfiend, attack Gong's face-down monster!
You attack Super Heavy Samurai Soul Piercer! Yeah, now its effect activates. Since it was sent to Gong's graveyard, Gong gets to add a Super Heavy Samurai monster from his deck to his hand, and Gong chooses Super Heavy Samurai Big Waraji! Yeah, Gong's monster was in defense mode, which means Gong doesn't lose any life points. How's that for defense, Jack?
It's true that you don't lose any life points, but look at your barren field. Not a single defense in sight, and certainly no prospects for mounting an offense. I set a card face down and then end my turn.
Gong's turn. Gong draws. Gong special summons Super Heavy Samurai Big Warachi. As long as Gong has no spell or trap cards in Gong's graveyard, Gong can special summon this card from the hand. And since there are no spell or trap cards in Gong's deck, that's never gonna be a problem for Gong.
You must be kidding me! You put all of your monsters in defense mode and don't use spell or trap cards? Is this some kind of joke?
No jokes, Jack. Gong knows how to duel, and Gong is about to teach you a thing or two. Gong tributes Super Heavy Samurai Big Warachi to summon Super Heavy Samurai Big Ben King! Yeah.
Hold on!
Yeah.
Are you sure you know how to duel? Your Big Ben K is a level 8 monster, and that means you need to tribute 2 monsters to summon it. But I only see 1 monster that was tributed.
Super Heavy Samurai Big Warachi counts as 2 monsters when it's tributed for Big Ben K!
Ah, well played.
Thank you.
Do my eyes deceive me, or did you just summon a monster in attack position?
Technically, Gong did, but it's only staying there for a second, because when Super Heavy Samurai Big Ben K is summoned, Gong can change its battle position. Yeah, Gong switches it into defense mode! Next. Yeah. Next, Gong special summons Super Heavy Samurai Trumpeter. Like Super Heavy Samurai Big Warachi, Gong can special summon Super Heavy Samurai Trumpeter from his hand as long as there are no spell or trap cards in his graveyard. And there's no way you're ready for what's next, Jack. This monster is gonna bring you some big league pain. Gong synchro summons his level 10 Super Heavy Samurai Warlord Susanoo.
An impressive synchro summon of a level 10 monster. But your warlord, Susanoo, only has 2,400 attack points, and you summoned it in defense mode. It's no threat to me there.
That's where you're wrong, Jack. Super Heavy Samurai Warlord Susanoo can attack while in defense mode, and when it does, it doesn't use its attack points. It uses the defense points for the battle.
No way!
Yeah. Thank you. Gong says that's right. And Warlord Susanoo has 3,800 defense points, which is higher than your monster's attack points. Super Heavy Samurai Warlord Susanoo, attack and destroy Jack's Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend.
I activate my trap card, Safe Zone. This continuous trap card protects my Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend from destruction.
Well, Gong's monster may be the one in defense mode, but it looks like you're the one on the defensive. Even though your monster is protected by your trap card, you still take damage. And Gong counts 800 points of it. What was that about not being able to damage your life points? If Gong isn't mistaken, you're the one who has taken damage so far in this duel.
Don't let one lucky attack get to your head. If you look at the scoreboard, I'm still 1,300 life points ahead of you.
Well, okay, come on, Jack. Just admit defensive strategies are the best strategies! Yeah. Your safe zone is the only reason Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend is still on the field.
You think my safe zone is a defensive trap card? You're mistaken, Gong. Safe zone is not a defensive card. The safe zone is the ultimate place from which to launch my attacks.
Well, Gong isn't done yet. Gong equips his Super Heavy Samurai Warlord Susanoo with the Super Heavy Samurai Soul Beads in his hand before ending his turn.
I draw. I activate my Scarlight Red Dragon's Archfiend's effect. Once per turn, I can use its effect to destroy as many special summoned monsters on the field as possible with fewer attack points than my Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend, and inflict 500 points of damage to your life points for each monster destroyed. Since your super heavy samurai warlord Susanoo only has 2,400 attack points, it's as good as gone.
Slow down, Master of Faster. Or have you forgotten about Gong's Super Heavy Samurai Soul Beads? The first time a monster equipped with Soul Beads would be destroyed by a card effect. It's not destroyed. Gong's Super Heavy Samurai Warlord Susanoo is staying right where it is.
I'm quite aware that your Soul Beads does, and plan to exploit the fact that it can only protect your monster once per turn. Watch. I discard Mirror Resonator from my hand to special summon Bone Archfiend.
Bone Archfiend? Gong has never seen that card before.
Oh, I see you've spotted the first of my new cards that have not yet been released to the general public. In exchange for allowing Konami to name the upcoming Structure Deck, the Crimson King, after yours truly, I received an advanced copy. With the new cards from Structure Deck, the Crimson King in my deck, you don't stand a chance. Next, I'll use my Bone Archfiend's effect to send the level 1 Synchron Resonator from my deck to my graveyard and modify my Bone Archfiend's level. Now, I'll use the effect of the Red Rising Dragon in my graveyard. By banishing it from the duel, I get to special summon Mirror Resonator and Synchron Resonator back to my field. And I'm nowhere near done. I tune my level 8 Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend with my level 1 Mirror Resonator and level 1 Synchron Resonator. Together, these monsters will call forth an absolute power destined to rule this duel. Now I synchro summon. Bow down and tremble in terror before the level 10 synchro monster, Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend!
Hey, hang on, Jack. You can't do that, okay? Mirror Resonator and Synchron Resonator are both tuners.
So, unlike most synchro monsters, Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend requires 2 turner monsters to be used in its synchro summon. So I not only can, but must, use 2 tuners in its synchro summon. Now I use my Synchron Resonator's effect. Since it was sent from my field to my graveyard, I return Red Resonator from my graveyard to my hand.
That is very cool. But your monster's 3,500 attack points are still lower than Super Heavy Samurai Warlord Susanoo's 3,800 defense points. You can't destroy it in battle!
You're right that I can't destroy it in battle. But while your monster pointlessly sits on the field in defense mode, my Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend is ready to take action. Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend, reign in a new era of tyranny and activate your effect.
Effect now? What?
My Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend destroys all other cards on the field. And since you've already used the protection of your soul beads, your monster is helpless.
Super Heavy Samurai Warlord Susanoo!
Perhaps you shouldn't have depended so heavily on one easily defeated monster. The worst is yet to come, because my Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend can still attack. Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend, ruthlessly attack Gong's life points directly! Impossible! That blast should have knocked you right off the stage, but you didn't move an inch.
That's Gong's heavy, strong style! Woo! Yeah. Gong has gone through extensive training. Nothing moves Gong or Gong's monsters.
You might want to reconsider that statement. It looks like your super heavy samurai warlord Susanoo was just moved right into the graveyard.
Well, you're right, but Gong still has 500 life points left. Even when you're backed up against the edge of a cliff, there's still a chance at victory. All Gong has to do is hold on for a little while longer. If Gong can survive just 2 more of your battle phases, Gong will win this duel!
Easier said than done. I set a card face down and end my turn.
All right. Gong draws! You may be known for your riding skills, but Gong knows a thing or two about motorbikes as well. Gong discards Super Heavy Samurai Motorbike to activate its effect. Since Gong has no spell or trap cards in his graveyard, this lets Gong add Super Heavy Samurai Prodigy Rakaushi to his hand. Gong now activates Prodigy Rakaushi in the Pendulum Zone.
Pendulum Zone? You said you don't have any spells in your deck.
Well, Gong doesn't consider Super Heavy Samurai Prodigy Rakaushi a spell card because it's only a spell card while it's in the Pendulum Zone. Everywhere else, it's a monster synergizing perfectly with the Super Heavy Samurais and Heavy Strong Style. Y'all can say it next time with me. Next time. Next. Gong uses the effect of Super Heavy Samurai Prodigy Wakaushi. Yeah. Since there are no spell or trap cards in Gong's graveyard, Gong can play Super Heavy Samurai Monk Big Ben K in his other Pendulum Zone. And special summon Prodigy Rakaushi to the field. Next, Gong uses Monk Big Ben K's Pendulum effect to add Super Heavy Samurai Soul Piercer to his hand. Now that Super Heavy Samurai Prodigy Rakaushi is on the field, Gong can use its other effect. Since there are no spells or traps in Gong's graveyard, Gong discards Super Heavy Samurai Magnet from his hand to special summon Super Heavy Samurai Monk Big Ben K from his deck. Yeah. Next, Gong equips his super heavy samurai prodigy Rakaushi with the super heavy samurai soul piercer in his hand. Yeah.
I'm not impressed. You made all of those plays and still don't have anything that can stand up to my tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend.
Well, maybe this'll change your attitude. Gong tunes the level 4 Super Heavy Samurai Prodigy Rakaushi tuner with the level 8 Super Heavy Samurai Monk Big Ben K non-tuner. Behold, a monster that is bold, steadfast, and immovable. I synchro summon Super Heavy Samurai Brave Masurawo.
4,000 defense points?
Well, that's right. Which is more points than your tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend has. Since Super Heavy Samurai Prodigy Rakaushi and Super Heavy Samurai Monk Big Ben K are both pendulum monsters, they'll go to Gong's extra deck instead of his graveyard. Now, Gong will use the effect of his Soul Piercer. Since it went to the graveyard, Gong gets to add another Super Heavy Samurai Soul Beads to his hand. Gong is sure you remember this card. Gong equips his Soul Beads to his Super Heavy Samurai Brave Masurawo. Gong knows you like to destroy monsters with card effects, and Gong isn't gonna let that happen.
We'll see about that.
Next, Gong summons Super Heavy Samurai Security. Gong sure is glad he got his hands on this brand new card coming out of Duelist Nexus. Yeah. Now Gong uses his security's effect when it's summoned to add Prodigy Rakaushi back to the hand. Yeah. Next, Gong tributes his security to special summon Super Heavy Samurai Big Ben K from the graveyard in defense mode. Y'all ready for this? Now Gong enters his battle phase! Yeah.
Battle phase? All of your monsters are in defense mode.
Well, whatever, true. But do you remember how Super Heavy Samurai Warlord Susanoo attacked while it was in defense mode? Well, so can Big Ben K and Brave Masurawo. Yes, sir. Plus, just like Gong's Warlord Susanoo, both of these monsters use their defense points instead of their attack points for damage calculation. Super Heavy Samurai Brave Masurawo, use your 4,000 defense points. Attack and destroy Jack's Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend!
Oh no! My Red Dragon Archfiend!
Gong knows that he just needs to survive until his 5th turn in order to win this duel, but where's the honor in that? Dropping your life points to 0 will prove once and for all that the best offense is a good defense. So Gong will keep battling. Super Heavy Samurai Big Ben K, attack Jack's life points directly.
Not fast enough, Gong. I activate my trap card, Escape from the Dark Dimension. This trap card lets me special summon one of my banished dark monsters back to the field. And I choose my Red Rising Dragon. I summon it in attack mode.
Wait, what, attack mode? Your Red Rising Dragon only has 2,100 attack points. Big Ben K's defense points are, 1,400 points higher. You should have summoned it in defense mode.
There's no need for me to hide in defense mode. That's what I've been telling you all along.
Well, we'll see about that. Oh, and by the way, thanks for triggering the effect of Brave Masurawo.
What?
Oh, oopsies. Gong forgot to mention it. If you activate a spell or trap card while Brave Masurawo is on the field, Gong gets to draw cards until he has 3 cards in his hand. Woo! Since Gong only has 1 card right now, Gong gets to draw 2. Gong's attack continues against Red Rising Dragon. Red Rising Dragon is destroyed!
Perhaps, but I've only begun mounting my offense.
Your offense can't hold a candle to Gong's defense. Gong ends his turn.
I draw. I summon Red Familiar.
Well, that doesn't look so familiar to Gong. Gong doesn't recognize it at all.
Next, I activate my Red Familiar's effect. By tributing it, I can special summon Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend back from my graveyard with its effects negated. Next, since there's a level 5 or higher dark monster on the field, I can special summon Vision Resonator. Now, I activate the effect of my Red Rising Dragon. I banish it from my graveyard to special summon Synchron Resonator and Mirror Resonator back to my field. Now it's time for another Synchro Summon. I combine the might of all 4 of my monsters.
Yeah, but 3 of them are tuners.
That's right. 3 tuners is exactly what my mighty Synchro monster needs. Take witness to a cosmic explosion of a magnitude never before seen. I Synchro Summon Red Supernova Dragon!
That thing's enormous!
My Red Supernova Dragon has 4,000 attack points to start and gains an additional 500 attack points for each tuner in my graveyard. Since I have 3, Red Supernova Dragon has 5,500 attack points.
Gong knows that you also get to return a Resonator from your graveyard to your hand with your sack ROM. Resonator's effect, just like you did earlier in the duel.
Well, I'm glad you've been paying attention, Gong.
Thank you.
While it's true that I could return a Resonator to my hand, I'll choose not to do so. I want my Red Supernova Dragon to have all of the attack points it can, and I'm not going to reduce its attack points by 500 by removing a Resonator from my graveyard. I will, however, use the effect of my Vision Resonator. Since it was sent to my graveyard, its effect lets me add a spell or trap card from my deck to my hand that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend, and I'll choose Absolute Power Force! Now it's time to battle. Your super heavy samurai Brave Masurawo may have 4,000 defense points, but its stats pale in comparison to those of my monster. Red Supernova Dragon, blast Gong's Brave Masurawo into space!
Oh no!
You don't lose any life points in that battle, but you only have 500 life points left. I won't take much for me to wipe them out on my next turn.
Gong draw!
Move!
In case Gong needs to remind you, this is Gong's 4th turn, which means all Gong needs to do is last through 1 more of your turns, and he will win this duel.
No need to remind me. I stand by my word. If I can't defeat you on my next turn, I will concede this duel. So, you'd better make this turn count.
Gong starts off by activating the effect of Super Heavy Samurai Monk Big Ben K. Gong adds Super Heavy Samurai Soul Claw from his deck to his hand. Next, Gong equips Super Heavy Samurai Soul Claw to Big Ben K. Now, since there are no spells or traps in Gong's graveyard, Gong special summons Super Heavy Samurai Trumpeter. Gong uses his Soul Claw's effect. Gong special summons the equipped Soul Claw to his field. Gong sends his level 2 Trumpeter, level 2 Soul Claw, and level 8 Big Ben K to the graveyard for a level 12 Synchro Summon. Choo-choo! Make way for the pain train! Yeah! Choo-choo!
Shoot! Shoot!
Choo-choo! Gong Synchro Summon Super Heavy Samurai Steam Train King!
Impressive, but it's still no match for my red Supernova Dragon.
Gong isn't finished. Gong equips his Steam Train King with Super Heavy Samurai Soul Bank Cannon to increase its defense points to 5,800. Just like so many of my Super Heavy Samurai monsters, Super Heavy Samurai Steam Train King can attack while it's in defense mode and uses its defense points instead of its attack points in damage calculation. Yeah. Since your Red Dragon Supernova Dragon has only 5,500 attack points, it's time to attack. Super Heavy Samurai Steam Train King, take down Jack's monster.
I activate my red Supernova Dragon's effect. Since your monster declared an attack, my red Supernova Dragon banishes itself along with all your cards on your field. Then, in my next end phase, red Supernova Dragon returns to the field.
All right! Your red Supernova Dragon is as good as gone forever. Since it won't return to the field until your next end phase, you won't have an opportunity to attack with it before Gong's 5th turn. At that point, I'll have already won. Plus, since you used all of your best cards to bring that thing out, you can't have much more gas left in the tank. Just to be safe, it never hurts to fortify one's defenses. Gong normal summons Super Heavy Samurai Scales. Scales effect special summons a level 4 or lower Super Heavy Samurai monster from the graveyard. Gong will use it to allow Super Heavy Samurai Motorbike to ride back onto the field. Next, Gong activates Motorbike's effect. This increases the level of Super Heavy Samurai Scales from 4 to 6. You know what's coming next, Jack. Gong Synchro summons a monster that moves faster than the wind and jumps higher than any creature known to man. Defend my life points, Super Heavy Samurai Ninja Sarutobi! Yeah. This is your last chance to defeat me, Jack. I end my turn.
I draw. One last chance is all I need. I activate my spell card, Return of the Dragon Lords. This card lets me special summon a level 7 or 8 dragon from my graveyard, and I choose my Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. In case you've forgotten, you only have 500 life points left. My Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend's effect is able to destroy all special summoned monsters on the field with fewer attack points than it has, and then inflict 500 points of damage to your life points for each. It seems like a happy coincidence that you have exactly one special summoned monster for my Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend to destroy.
After all your talk about attack points and strong offense, you're gonna win this duel with an effect that inflicts direct damage?
Not a chance! I set out to show you that no defense can withstand the unstoppable force of my attacks. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I attack your Ninja Sarutobi with my Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend!
Ugh, Gong cannot believe it. Your pride is your downfall, Jack. Whew. You just threw your victory away. Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend will destroy my Ninja Sarutobi, but since it's in defense mode, I won't take any damage. And that's all that matters. This is your last turn before I win.
Don't jump to conclusions, Gong. Just because you don't use spell and trap cards doesn't mean the rest of the world has left them behind. You've obviously forgotten about the quick play spell card I added to my hand on the last turn. Absolute Power Force!
Oh no, Gong did forget! Wait a minute. Is your absolute power, if your absolute power force is so strong, why wouldn't you have used it in your last turn with your Red Nova Dragon? You must be bluffing!
Unfortunately for you, I'm not. You see, Gong, Absolute Power Force can only be used on a Red Dragon Archfiend. That means I can use it with my Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend, since its name becomes Red Dragon Archfiend on the field. But I can't use it with my Red Supernova Dragon. Red Supernova Dragon was just a decoy, summoned in order to force you to use everything you had to defend yourself against it. Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend is the true heart and soul of my deck, and is the unstoppable force behind it. Now my Absolute Power Force spell card increases its attack points by 1,000, stops you from activating cards and effects, and allows my monster to inflict piercing damage.
Oh, piercing damage? Oh, that means Gong loses life points from the attack, even though Ninja Sarutobi is in defense mode.
Twice as many, as a matter of fact. Because Absolute Power Force also doubles all battle damage that my Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend inflicts to your life points. And there's not a thing you can do about it.
Oh, Gong is done for.
Brace yourself for a crushing defeat, Gong. Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend, attack Ninja Sarutobi and wipe out the rest of Gong's life points!
No!
It looks like might makes right after all. No defense can stand up to the absolute power of my attacks. And I'm sorry you had to learn that lesson the hard way.
Well, Gong just needs to up his defenses even more. That was a close duel. And if you hadn't drawn Return of the Dragon Lords, Gong would have won it. Gong's heavy, strong style of dueling is constantly evolving, and Gong can't wait to take his dueling defenses to new heights!
I have to admit, Gong, your heavy, strong style is unlike any I've ever seen. I can't help but respect the way you attack with your defense position monsters and use your defense points to overpower and destroy monsters in battle.
Well, thank you for that, Jack. Could it be that you finally realize that a defensive strategy is the best strategy?
Not a chance. Dueling with power is the only way to duel. There isn't a monster I can't blast away, and I've proven that today. I'll bet the top 16 of the North America WCQ is full of duelists who know how to duel with power, just like me. And I can't wait to watch them compete.
Yeah, watch them beat you.
Oh, beat me? Are you kidding?
Oh,
Oh, yes.